There are boats that, as soon as you step into the showroom, the salesperson will eagerly introduce with all the excitement. But there are also names that are only mentioned when you really dig deep, because behind every successful transaction lies a mountain of problems starting to arise. It's not because they don't sell, but because the real trouble begins after the sale is finalized. So, which boats make sellers breathe a silent sigh every time they sign a contract? Let's start with the first name on the list. Top 1. Scarab 255 ID, jet boat. At first glance, this is a boat that brings a modern and distinct feel thanks to its jet propulsion system. There was a time when this segment grew very strongly and attracted many buyers. However, the problem doesn't lie in the appearance, but in its own specific operating mechanism, as jet engines require highly specialized technicians, and not every shop has a team capable of handling them. This pushes sellers into two difficult choices: either invest more in training and equipment, or send the boat to a specialized center, which drags out repair times. Both options easily lead to customer impatience and dissatisfaction. And when owners want to resell after a few years, they realize market demand has dropped significantly, and the resale value has plummeted. Imagine a boat that is both hard to fix and hard to sell. Would a seller still want to recommend it to new customers? Top 2. Monterey 295 Sport Yacht. In the premium segment, customer expectations are always sky high when they drop a significant amount of money on a luxury sports boat. They believe every detail from the exterior to the technical systems must be perfect. But reality isn't always like that, as many users report issues appearing after only a short period of use, such as surface cracks, premature metal corrosion, or minor but persistent electrical glitches. Every time an incident occurs, the customer doesn't call the manufacturer, but immediately calls the dealer, making the seller the one to bear all the pressure. They have to arrange repairs, provide explanations, and face the customer's disappointment. What do you think the feeling of someone who just spent a fortune having to constantly take their boat in for repairs would be? And how does that affect the seller's reputation? Top 3. Tahoe T 18 Sport Boat. In the accessible price segment, the problem lies in the business model itself, as these boats are often sold with heavy promotions to move inventory, leaving the seller's initial profit almost negligible. They are forced to hope that customers will return for maintenance services or to buy more accessories in the future. But in reality, the customer group in this segment is often very cost-conscious. They spend little on services and often resell the boat themselves rather than returning to the store. This makes the entire initial transaction yield almost no long-term profit. Do you think a seller would be excited to sell a product that brings almost no sustainable value to them? Top 4. Stingray 215 ORM Eller Bowrider. At first glance, this is a boat with a balanced design and stable performance, but the major problem lies in the engine system it utilizes. While the market is gradually shifting toward engine types that are easier to maintain, this model still uses a complex drivetrain system that requires many maintenance steps. This creates two major pressures for the seller. First, repair times are extended as maintenance work ties up the workshop for days. Second, the resale value is dropping sharply due to changing market trends. When customers return to trade in for a new model, the seller has to explain why their boat lost value so quickly. Do you think that conversation is easy when the customers themselves didn't anticipate this? Top 5. Bayliner 5R5 Bowrider. This is one of the popular models in the affordable price segment, but that price tag comes with quality trade-offs, as some users report issues such as surface degradation, metal corrosion, or early assembly defects. Each individual flaw might not be serious, but when they accumulate, they create a series of warranty claims in a short period. This leaves the seller constantly handling complaints and scheduling repairs. And the trouble doesn't end there. After a few years of use, the boat's value drops sharply, making resale difficult. When taking this boat back on trade, the seller often faces an unsellable product and an unhappy customer. Would you want to fall into that situation? Top 6. Glastron GT D 225 Deck Boat. For a seller, manufacturer's stability is a crucial factor because whenever there is an incident, they need quick support to handle warranties. But when a brand undergoes significant changes, the support process can become sluggish and more complex. Warranty claims take a long time to be approved, and sometimes costs are not fully reimbursed, forcing the seller to shoulder the difference themselves. Not only that, when the boat returns as a trade-in, market demand is not high, causing it to sit in inventory for months. Every day that passes is an additional cost. Do you think a seller wants to repeat this cycle many times? Top 7. Rinker Q 5 Bow Rider. For many sports boat enthusiasts, this was once a household name, but shifts in the distribution network have made technical support more difficult. As the number of dealers decreases, those remaining have to serve customers across a wider area, even repairing boats they didn't directly sell. This creates great pressure as they perform low-margin warranty work without a pre-existing relationship with the customer. If everything goes smoothly, it's fine, but one small mistake, and the full responsibility still falls on the seller. Over time, such situations cause many shops to stop carrying this model. Would you be willing to sell a product that can bring such long-lasting trouble? Looking back at the whole list, the issue isn't necessarily that these boats are bad, but rather the complications that arise after the sale, such as warranty costs, complex repairs, plunging resale values, or changing market trends. All these factors can turn a single deal into years of problem solving. If you found this content helpful, please subscribe to the channel and hit like so you don't miss our next deep dives.